Alright, yeah, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Genshin Impact, yeah, guys. So, yeah. Originally, I was originally gonna cancel Samara week, the rest of Samara week, but I decided to just continue on with it. Because I was like, hey, it's Wednesday. Might as well continue this shit, bruh.
Madam Farazan! Oh, it's really you. Did you change your mind?
All right, calm down. Let me be clear. I'm still not all that interested in Kasharawar. I'm just here to see how the project is going. After all, you're here as representatives of the academia in this collaboration. The reputation of all research is at stake here, so I will not simply stand by should mistakes get made.
Either way, it's good that you were willing to come. Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are too complicated, which will drive production costs too far up.
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low. How enviable.
By any chance, has it been very difficult for you?
If you join the Kasharawar, your budget will be as big as you want it to be. I guarantee it.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to Akara Crafts owner first, if you please.
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead recruiting volunteers to test out his toys. Let's just head over.
Alright, let's go. Alright, so yeah. I know that there's those new characters and shit, but damn.
Mamdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're, Madam Farazan?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress on our collaboration recently. We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anis thought that those ideas were too simple and wouldn't be effective in training the mind.
These early learning toys are meant to help the academia train future researchers, after all. If they're too simple, then how are they any different from regular toys?
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to produce considering our production capabilities, but they won't have much broad appeal to Sumeru's children either.
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be too easy to play with either.
I remember that in your notes. Many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts. Maybe we can do something similar with these early learning toys.
The contraptions in my notes? I didn't create those. I simply took the contraptions in the ruins apart and analyzed them. But now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors? I'll make a paper prototype.
You have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a respected academia senior researcher. We do have those. Yes, please, help yourself.
Farazan starts to sketch and cut.
Oh, you're done already?
Let me
Yeah,
explain.
that thing.
These 3 thick lines represent 3 poles. These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked up like a tower.
Well, that is easier to make than I expected. So, how is this game played?
That's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another pole.
Isn't this a little too simple? Even by the standards of an early learning toy, I mean.
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case, you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of a smaller one. It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small. I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Really?
Pagoda stack.
That sounds way too simple. Even I feel like it's missing something.
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from my niece that you find volunteers to try out the toys, right? Why don't we do the same for this game?
It's such a simple toy. There's no need to...
Mondu, let's just do as she says.
Okay, then.
Alright, Mondu, yes.
And that's how you play this game. You can all give it a try. Let's see who's able to move the tower to another pole in the smallest number of steps.
You called everyone here for such a simple toy?
It doesn't look like it'll take that many steps.
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mondu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards.
So they were lured by a promise of a different toy.
Yeah, fine. Let's get this over and done with so we can head back and play cards.
So they started playing with that damn stack.
Done. It took me 19 steps.
Huh? It took me over 20 steps.
I only needed 18 steps.
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the rules now. Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall. Now then, give it a shot.
Damn, 5 layers tall.
Wait,
There's more?
well, since we're already here, why don't we just give it a try?
An extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right?
What's next?
What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm almost done. Looks like I'm the faster one this time.
Done! It took me 35 steps.
What? How?
This pagoda stack toy is pretty fun to play with.
Good. We'll try it one final time. This time we'll add 2 more layers, making 7 layers in total.
Now it's 7
Mommy,
layers.
We've still got quite a few paper strips here. Why don't you give this a go as well?
Do you need that many steps for something this simple? Let me try.
Madam Parmesan, allow me to try it as well.
You were looking at it quite seriously just now. Are you starting to understand the principles involved?
I think so.
If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have to play and find out.
Got it.
Aw, we don't have enough paper strips left for you, traveler. However, by the looks of things, you seem to have the game figured out.
Oh,
Why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer pagoda stack is?
100.
What a shame. You were close. However, you did well for someone seeing pagoda stack for the first time. Let's see how well they do then.
Let's see.
If I move this small ring, then the big one won't be able to go on top of it. Oh, this is going to take more steps than I expected.
I've lost count of how many steps I've taken. Can I restart?
It's been a lot harder.
I solved it. Madam Farazan, it takes 127 steps in total.
That many? But there are only 7 layers.
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex, and the number of steps required will at least double.
More accurately, it will require double the steps plus 1 each time. You did well. You didn't underestimate the principles behind it just because it's an early learning toy. The complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules behind how it operates are important too.
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever be underestimated.
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex with the right set of rules.
That's right. The rules used for pagoda stack are the simplest kind when it comes to ancient contraption making techniques. I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar and write you a reference book. Once that happens, you can give the volunteers the reference book and paper prototypes and find out which toy is the most popular. Do you have any other toys?
Yeah, when can we play with them?
In about 2 days or so, I think. Niece, if you're free, can you help me with the illustrations for the reference book?
Of course. I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find more volunteers. Then we can organize a huge conference here, at which we can announce which toy we'll be making.
Should I come back into this?
You'd be most welcome. We need more people to get a healthy range of opinions. The more, the merrier.
Thank you for coming here with me today. I'll walk back with you.
No wonder she's so well respected at the academia. When I first saw her, I thought she might be unreliable because she's so young. Don't let her know I said that. Anis warned me about that before.
Is Madame Faruzan really going to mentor me? What an honor. I'm sure she'll say helping with illustrations isn't mentoring. So, don't tell her I said that.
Damn. She gets pissed off just because you call her young or claim that she looks young. Like, it's the fucking truth, Faruzan. Oh, all I need to go is down there.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardistii as quickly as I can.
It's about this
You
thing.
want to ask why I'm unwilling to join them, yes? Putting aside the fact that they're too full of themselves, I actually have no issue with their research methodologies and approach. After all, knowledge is either right or wrong. Superiority and inferiority do not come into the conversation. All researchers are just doing their best to shed light on the unknown in their respective fields of expertise. No matter what corner of the unknown they shed light on, it's a step forward for us all.
Then why do you refuse to join them?
Because I believe wholeheartedly in that principle, even if the others call my research useless, as long as the knowledge I gain from it is accurate, it could become useful in the future. In the end, useful and useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate knowledge. When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Kasharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I need for my research here. Still, the funding that Kasharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia.
The collaborative
Oh,
project.
I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anis's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
Try to accurate in detail.
You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too. By using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit students. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
Alright. Two days. Damn. That's crazy.
Ad Astra Abyssal. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
Alright. Got a reward. I saw that the antidote thing came back. Remember that antidote thing we did in the past? That had the Mondstadt and Leeway characters. Now this time with the antidote is Inazuma, Sumeru, and Fontaine. So yeah, this time around, so yeah. With the antidote. Might as well do that for the remainder of the episode, so yeah. And there goes Ayato. style has a certain lighthearted charm. I believe Ayaka would find it pleasing. And oh yeah, reminder, these anecdote things don't have any voice acting at all. So yeah. Doing some clothing shopping, Ayato? Now, this is a fortuitous encounter, Lumine. I have previously pre-ordered a batch of fabrics from Ogura's, and they would typically be delivered to the Kamisato estate for us to make our selection. However, as I was already at Tenshu Kaku today for discussions with her Excellency, the Almighty Shogun, I thought I might as well stop by and review them in person. So he chose the fabrics personally. Were these meant for ordinary use? Then they would naturally be handed by the relevant staff. However, the consideration for attire used in official functions begins with the fabric and colors. These I often see to personally. After all, given the Kamisato clan's role within the Yasuo Commission, seeing cultural and civil affairs, even minor choices regarding texture, textile patterns draw public scrutiny. Many merchants market their products using Yasuo Commission approved labels after our annual procurements. I did once delegate the task, but vendors rushed to offer my representative bribes. And the temptation proved too much for him. It was no small matter to resolve. I have personally overseen such matters since a stitch in time saves mine. That sounds exhausting. Yasuo Commission's duties are never simple. I've grown accustomed to it. I've already narrowed it down to 2 candidates. Yeah, I find myself hesitantly between them, traveler. Will you lend me your judgment? This is pretty important. You are one of the most esteemed guests. More importantly, you're Ayaka's close friend, rather than being merely okay. I would say none are better suited. In any case, your bearing and sophistication assured me your excellent taste in fabrics. Then I'll pick the one on the left. Fine choice, excuse me. This is the one. Please bundle 5 bolts for delivery to the Kamisato estate. My gratitude, it was quite a dilemma. I still have a few other matters to attend to. Once the garments are ready, please do visit our estate. I'll be there. Farewell now, traveler. Until our next meeting. And though it's been recorded. So far we did one so far. These are all the characters that has their antidote this time around, so yeah. Wait, let me check how many do I have. Okay, so I have 7 of them, so yeah. Let's see who else I could do antidote of. No one in Numa right now? Wait, I think I have to go down here, bro. So I forgot that that island up there is not the only thing that represents Inazuma. So yeah. So yeah. There's mainly monsters over here, bro. Primarily. So yeah. So someone else we could find. Ferminate. We got Niblette and Dia in Fontaine. That's strange. Considering that Dia is from Sumeru. So yeah. Oh my god, he underwater. Of course.
I love diving too.
Wait, Ferminate has voice acting in this one?
Oh, hey. Long time no see.
Wait, how come?
I'm talking with him.
Wait, how come Ferminate has voice lines for the antidote, but not Ayato, bruh?
It might seem odd to you.
Well, at least I don't have to read it out. Not in the least. May I join?
Really? I thought that was something that only happened in picture books.
And what do these stories say?
Alright, then I'll share them with you. Oh, you want to hear them too? Okay, listen closely.
Okay, I try to get a good angle where both characters are focused, but I can't because of this damn it creature, bro.
Legends speak of a time long, long ago when there was a blubber beast who strayed from his family and friends and lived all alone in the pitch black depths of the sea. Even as he bravely lived on in solitude, he kept searching for his family until one day a diver who loved to explore found him. The blubber beast had never seen a human before and was scared at first, but the diver gave him lots of food and promised to return the next day. And just like that, they became fast friends. Every time the diver came, the blubber beast would happily dance and slap his belly, singing the songs of the blubber beasts. The diver also adored his round belly, and could never resist giving it endless belly rubs. The blubber beast also adored the feeling of belly rubs, but since he had terrible eyesight, he only ever saw the diver's blurry silhouette. So, whenever he saw a human form approach, he'd happily dance, patting his belly and singing.
So cute. Gotta get it up.
Good boy. Here, have some fish. I just caught them, so bon appetit.
So this is how the story ends?
I wish that was where the story ended, but one day, that diver stopped coming altogether. The blubber beast waited for a long, long time. Finally, he gathered the courage to go and look for the diver, swimming off in the direction the diver had swum off to, until he had finally reached the beach. And that's where the picture book I have ends. I don't know how the rest of the story goes. Our two friends might have... Oh, don't be sad. It's just a story. It's not real. I think.
I think they'll be reunited soon.
Yeah. I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Oh, want some more fish? Give me a second. I should still have some more. Huh. I wonder, just what does a blubber beast's belly feel like? So, I guess I'll go for it then? Wow. This is really something. A world removed from petting Lynette's cat.
And that's an anecdote recorded, bro. So far, I only did 2. So far. So far, I did Ayato and Fernace. Shit, bro. Okay, so next episode, we're going to be going back to Sino's story quest, yeah, guys. So I'll see you guys next time. Viper, sign off.